The problem with the apps is it commoditizes people. We go to the gym and think only value is our appearance. That's why people end up spending so much time obsessing over what they look like and thinking when I hit X kilos, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And then I'll find a boyfriend and then I'll be happy ever after.
Why can't you have both? Why can't you be successful and wonderful dad and have a good body?
Oh, I was good, I had a salad. Oh, I was bad, I had a pizza. Like, it's just food. The more we've got to take that emotion out of it. We've got to take that self-flagellation of when we don't stick to the plan perfectly. Another thing, another roadblock for gay men, all or nothing. I have to stick to the plan perfectly to prove to everyone that I'm good enough. You're a good boy, you've made these strides forward and you can relax. That will never happen with this mindset you have at the moment. You're so much more than your body. And the thing is, we can never please everyone else with our body.
Hello everyone, hello our listeners and viewers. Today we're having our good friend Matt, founder of Fit a Confident You. Matt, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hello, lovely to be here.
Great to have you here, Matt.
Thanks, guys. Fit a Confident You is my baby. I've been in the fitness space for 14 years, but Fit a Confident You evolved halfway through, and that was when fitness for me as a gay man had changed my life. I'd found my voice, my confidence, my boundaries, and I moved into online training. And that was when I started working specifically with that niche, gay, bi, trans, queer guys. Because I knew 7 years previously when I was starting on my own fitness journey that I didn't feel comfortable in gyms. I didn't really get fitness. I thought it was what other people did. And having eventually got into it on my own terms, I realized it doesn't have to feel how you think it's going to feel. It can be quite nice. It can be something that supports you, help you feel good, sleep better, sex drive, all of that good stuff. I realized there were guys out there who would potentially like to do what I had done. So that was the birth of it. And bit by bit, sort of imbuing what I do with my approach, which is about kindness, baby steps, having fun with it, and helping people see that fitness doesn't have to be how you think it was. Most people, especially gay guys, have a feeling that fitness still has to feel like it did at school, like it's stressful, it's competitive, it's a serious boys club that they haven't been invited to. That was how I felt for years. Fitness just was what other people did. But when it clicked, it was amazing, and I knew I could help it click for other guys. So that's, at its core, Fit a Confident You is online personal training tailored for gay, bi, trans, queer guys.
When you're saying that as a kid at school, tell me a bit more about how it didn't feel right or comfortable for you to fit into a physical education class.
So I grew up in the Midlands, in the countryside outside Birmingham.
Sorry to hear that. I'm joking.
And in the 80s, the school I went to especially was very rugby focused.
Okay.
And I was a very skinny, spindly child who didn't, funnily enough, like being beaten up in the mud twice a week in winter.
Now you love
I don't
it.
mind it now.
I've seen you on Clapham Common, just on your own, rolling around in the mud.
around.
The picture's in your head now, isn't it?
The ideas in my head. But I genuinely, it was almost like the cliche you hear about. I preferred playing with the girls. I didn't want to get muddy or beaten up or like do rough and tumble. I was never into that as a child. And if you weren't good at rugby or into rugby, you were just funneled into like a rubbish class with all the other rejects and with a teacher who didn't care about really teaching you sport or fitness or anything like that. So you just take on this belief that fitness is what other people do, and it's really aggressive, and you're praised if you do well of it, and if you don't do well, you're just sort of sidelined.
It's like you can't do it.
Like you can't do
You're
it.
almost taught, you can't do this.
Yeah.
So go over there.
Yeah, and obviously it wasn't just a group of gay kids in the rejects class, but I would wager that most of them were, certainly at that time. So you go through school and growing up looking at sport and fitness and thinking, I'll get to that at some point, and then you never do. Then I went to university, discovered drinking, going out, and I'm like, well, this is much more fun than all those other things they've tried to get me to do. Moved to London, Still wasn't into it. Tried joining a gym, felt very intimidated because I'd internalized all these feelings that this is a hyper masculine space where I don't belong because I'm maybe a bit effeminate and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to use any of the machines. All of the machines are really scary. Everyone in there looks like an after picture, and I look like a before picture. So all these sort of stories and scripts that play in our head and keep us like trapped were the same for me as well. And then what changed was, so a friend invited me to a boot camp. And I know like the word boot camp might be a bit intimidating or scary or whatever, but I went along with it just to try it. And it was outside, it was in summer, it was with really nice people. We sort of ran around, but it wasn't too aggressive. And suddenly I realized I didn't have to be in competition with people. I didn't have to be like feeling, oh, I'm behind or I'm not good enough. It was just moving my body. And pretty quickly it started to just feel better. Like I started sleeping a bit better, started just looking at myself slightly differently. I got better in the classes.
How old were you?
That was late 20s, 27.
Okay, and you were out by this point?
Yes. Yeah, I was out to my family for 3 years and friends for maybe 5 years.
You were out to your family when you were 3 years old?
Well, I mean, I could have been. I was quite a cat child.
Okay.
And I did love the colour pink. And I do remember telling my mum at one point, oh, I really wish I could be a girl. They have so much more fun. That isn't to say I ever thought like about my gender identity as I grew up, but like the clues were there. I wanted to play with the girls. I loved the first song I knew all the words to was Diana Ross Chain Reaction. Hello.
Still love it.
Of course, it's a classic. It's a banger for the ages. But that and then Madonna Into the Groove. But and then, well, just to get back to the fitness side, after the boot camp was great for about a year, and then I thought, okay, let's try the gym again. And I happened to find a gay PT in the gym I was going to, and he really helped me just feel confident there. Helped me see that I was permitted there. I was welcome. I could take up as much space as I wanted in that gym. It took away a lot of the stresses in my mind about going to the gym. Even just a tiny bit of knowledge, a tiny bit of competence, and your confidence there explodes. Because once you know what you're doing, you go, well, I'm not going to look silly because I know how to use that machine. So it doesn't matter. So I can just get on with it, put my headphones on. And even if I'm still a bit intimidated by the guys in the free weights area, I can start doing some weights, some resistance training, start feeling good that I'm doing more than just using the treadmill for 10 minutes and going home.
Just to understand better what you're explaining is I'm intimidated by the fact that I don't know what I'm doing at the gym, or by the fact that it is very like hyper masculine and they feel that they will be rejected and not fit in, similar to what the trauma was from high school.
It's all of those things and more.
Okay.
So there's not one specific trigger for anyone, I would say. The feeling of not knowing what you're doing, looking silly and sort of, I'm going to say, exposing yourself, not like that, exposing that you're incompetent or like fey or like effete or feminine or all of these things, like because you don't know what to do in the boys club. And obviously if people do have more serious trauma from their past, from like school or whatever, then of course it might need more than just learning what to do.
I think what you said about the boys club, gyms do feel like that. So I've recently changed gyms, and I've been going to the gym for years since I trained with a friend of ours. And then when I started 3 weeks ago in this new gym, I felt really out of place, like I hadn't done in years, because you almost feel like you're going into a connected community. And they're all there. They go all the time, and there's groups of people who know each other or work out to each other and talk to the staff. And you're just going in as this gay man.
Interloper.
You've probably got these hang-ups about being different in fitness yourself already. But interloper is exactly the right word. And I think in London or in big cities, that's probably less, because you'll see other people who you'll automatically, there's other gay men here and so on. But I imagine when you get outside London, that is a hell of a lot more. You're joining into something that you're not part of. Do you agree?
It's really hard to say because I haven't been to a provincial out of London gym for years. What I hear from my clients is actually, though, they can be more welcoming because there's less maybe hierarchy or cliques. Certainly in some London gyms, it can feel really cliquey.
Yeah.
And that also can lead like flashbacks to school of not being the popular kids and feeling like an outsider, feeling weird and different.
Makes sense.
So I think you just have to judge each gym on its own terms. And kind of take personal responsibility, be an adult and say, I'm going to walk into this gym and give it a chance. Most people are okay, actually. And most people are certainly in gyms just want to get on with their workouts. And also, those people in the gym that you do think are potentially intimidating, they felt like you once. Everyone has to walk into a gym for the first time at some point. We just, especially gay guys, are so bad at like extrapolating the comparison of, oh, I don't look like him, therefore he's better than me. He's all these other things, X, Y, Z. I will never look like him, therefore I will never be good enough. Like, we spiral and we compare ourselves all the time. The thing is, you'll never look like him because he's him and you're you. What you can take from him is his work ethic. You can learn his routines. Most people in the gym, especially funnily enough, the ones with this most serious face, are usually the nicest. And like, because they've been there so long, they have found that level of commitment to make amazing progress with their body, which is what people ultimately want. They want to be able to get in a routine, get in a groove, so it just keeps working.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it gives me flashbacks of my recent experiences. Well, I'm originally from Kazakhstan, but I lived in London for the last 13 years. And now when I go to the gym, I feel like I own it in the way that, because I've been going there for so long, as you said, if you've been doing like working out and fitness most of your life, you feel already confident, right? And it feels in big cities like London, especially if you live very central, it mostly gays are there, right?
Yeah.
So you don't feel an issue or problem or barrier or challenge to be there. Whereas when I go back on holidays to Kazakhstan, that's where I'm from, to visit my family, I always go to local gym there.
Yeah.
And that's when I feel scared, just because I feel like, am I too gay here?
Yeah.
Like with my tank top and my Apple Watch with a rainbow. So
Tiniest little hot pants you own, yeah.
Yeah.
So I always feel a little bit uncomfortable, cringy, like, okay, maybe I should behave differently. So maybe it's not what we're talking about, but it's just interesting to have these flashbacks of contrast where we are in the world.
It is, but equally, a larger number of my clients feel more uncomfortable in gayer gyms as well, because it feels like the gay clique's good, like judging them. The other thing about living in London, especially somewhere like, well, Soho or Clapham, it really skews your perspective of what people are supposed to look like and what people are supposed to do. Like, people work out 6 days a week. They run, they do everything. When I go back to, say, my parents' village and town, the percentage of people who work out is obviously a lot lower. So it normalizes what bodies are and the level of activity I don't want to say need, but the level of activity that you should be doing, because London super skews that versus the rest of the country doesn't. And it's a much more maybe reasonable approach to fitness.
Yeah.
And it might be the case that those people are actually a lot happier without this pressure to always be working out, always be looking polished and haircut and beard trim and like, oh, I'm on it. And it just sort of takes away some of that pressure.
Of course. Competition here is very high.
Yeah, competition, exactly. Even though it isn't, but it can feel like competition.
Matt, what would be typical archetypes of clients that you usually have? Can you maybe give us examples?
So there isn't a, like, bears or twinks. You can't categorize my clients into a body type or into a gay clique. The unifying factor is they are uncomfortable in gyms. They're not sure what to do next. They feel a bit lost. They felt pressured to do things a certain way or to look a certain way and want permission to do things on their terms. So whether that's actually moving to home workouts because they feel more comfortable there and they don't have the stress of going to a gym, for example. And 40% of my clients do home workouts with amazing results. So you never need to set foot in a gym if you don't want to. But it's sort of, the people we attract, they believe in my ethos of making it kind, fun, inclusive, supportive, encouraging, finding the fun in fitness.
Yep.
And that's why the community's grown, because it's people supporting people who are like-minded and want the best for themselves, but also each other.
Yeah.
And what I really love is when maybe someone who's new to working with me and being in the community, when they discover and realize that, yes, being cheered on is amazing, but when they cheer on their new friends and see their new friends succeed, that's just as amazing and just as motivating.
Just to clarify something. So none of yours is like face to face. It's all
online.
all online.
Yeah.
And I know from previous things you've done when we've collaborated with Friends of Dorothy and so on, you don't just have clients in the UK.
No.
Like you've got them
30% in North America.
30% in North America. So you have a lot of international people and so on. And how did they connect the community side of it?
So we use different social platforms to bring people together. There's a WhatsApp community where people can talk. There's obviously an announcements where I can just say what's coming up. There was a Facebook group, but I'm phasing it out because I hate Facebook.
Yeah.
My mum still has Facebook. She's probably not your ideal audience, but
And then for group programs, we use Slack for that, although I'm trialing something else. Just basically anywhere we can have an enclosed, safe space where the people who are doing the same plan with the same goals can hang out, talk about how much they hated the workout and how much they hate me. They don't do that. They love the workouts and they love me. But like any sort of safe enclosed space where they can be themselves with like-minded people and share what's going on brings community elements. And actually, I have started, there's a free community on School, which is a brilliant new platform, which is like Facebook groups without all the crap of Facebook around it. So that's a free community anyone can join, called Fit a Confident Club, if you're looking for a nice safe space to talk about fitness with other gay, bi, trans, queer guys.
So I was reading something the other day, and this just, as you were explaining this, reminds me of that. And it was about how personal trainers light a fire under you, but coaches that train you, and this sounds more like what you're doing, light a fire within you. Like
I like that.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, that's really, it's profound. It's not mine. I'm not going to steal it. But it very much sounds like it's coaching. I hate the idea of I've got to go to the gym for an hour. That to me is a mental block. And one of the things that got me into fitness, and it was with a friend of ours who used to train me, was he was very much go and do 15 minutes.
Yep.
Go for a run for 15 minutes or even 5. Just get your stuff on, go for a run for 5 minutes, see how you feel afterwards. And what happens is if you're like, I'll commit to 5 minutes, I found very much that you'd be like, oh, I may as well finish it. I'm out the door now.
Yeah.
Where I've really struggled with personal trainers in the past is, oh, you've got to come on Tuesday at 2:00.
Yeah.
That's your slot. Be in the gym then. And actually Tuesday at 2:00, my kids have been up half the night. I'm tired. I just want to go and have a nap. I think that's what I like about your program.
Thank you.
Is the fact that it feels like you're coaching people in all elements, not just, oh, come to the gym and work out.
Yeah.
Which I think very much puts me off personal trainers.
Yeah. It really is. And that was when, so the first 7 years of my fitness career, I was training people face to face in the park. So the online training, certainly 14 years ago, didn't exist. And I was very much turn up, cheer them on, count their reps, send them home. And when I moved online, as well as niching and working with the community, it just opened my eyes into all the million different ways I can support us. I can bring us together. I can help people feel normal. I can help people stick to a plan. I can give them motivation, accountability, help them build their mindset at the same time as well. And then what you said is the beauty of online training. You don't have to be at the gym at the same time, same place, same day each week. You can do it on your terms. So if you had a busy day, just do it in the morning or like grab 50 minutes at lunch. That's the more flexible we can be, the easier it is for everyone to find time and make fewer excuses why they can't do it.
And they stack really quickly. When you start doing small things like that, you find they stack really quickly and you're able to, you want to do the next right thing.
Exactly.
Which I think is really important. You mentioned about roadblocks. So obviously when you're meeting people like Azamat, you're sat on his lap, stroking his hair, interviewing him. And they're talking about the roadblocks. It doesn't move. It's like Lego hair. At our wedding, we gave people Lego things. And one of them, and literally, I remember having little Lego people made. And Azamat's looked exactly like him because Lego do an Azamat style hair. Off topic. But you talked about roadblocks.
Yeah.
And what would you say the most common roadblocks gay men present to you?
I don't have enough time.
Okay.
And that's why we make it as flexible as possible to give options and different ways of approaching it. Once we get into it, though, people then come up against things like, oh, I was bad because I drank too much and had pizza at the weekend. So then people sometimes get into that spiral of self-shame. And now they feel they're off track. And then if it gets so bad, they go, oh, it's ruined. They just disappear. And I always say to people, whatever's happening in your life, it doesn't matter. If you need to pause for a month, 2 months, 6 months, we've done before, that's cool. Just come back and it will start working again. That's the biggest thing that I try to help people with. Anything good you do for yourself is something good you've done for yourself. That will move you forward.
The bad don't kill the good.
No, what works on your self-esteem and stops people spiraling and going, oh, I'm a bad person because I didn't work out. You're not a bad person. And the more we can remove that good-bad dichotomy, because the other side is, I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm so virtuous because I've done all this. Like, yes, it's good for you, but it doesn't make you a good person that you worked out. You could be an awful person.
Azamat, I mean.
Point is, and the same with food as well. Oh, I was good, I had a salad. Oh, I was bad, I had a pizza. Like, it's just food. The more we've got to take that emotion out of it. We've got to take that self-flagellation of when we don't stick to the plan perfectly. And actually, this is another thing, another roadblock for gay men: all or nothing. I have to stick to the plan perfectly, otherwise it's ruined. I have to stick to the plan perfectly to prove to everyone that I'm good enough, to prove to me that I'm good enough, that I'm acceptable of love and all of these things. And that is where it gets to, that all or nothing. So giving people permission to not do all and not do nothing. Like, there's a middle path. It's a lot happier and easier to stick to.
I have a theory, and I'd like to hear what you think on it. Do you think it's the same for straight men? For me, I mean, I would say it's certainly something I've experienced in the past, comparing. And I wouldn't say necessarily straight men compare themselves to other straight men as much. Or
there are some similarities. So there is a bit of comparison because of social media, because steroids have created a world of ridiculous bodies.
Okay.
And I mean ridiculous in the nicest way. And if you take steroids, good for you, knock yourself out. But
don't.
But don't, and you will knock yourself out. But the problem is that goes on social media for everyone, and those people get put on a pedestal. And so it normalizes huge, ridiculous, dangerous to get bodies. And straight guys aren't immune from seeing that and feeling that they're not good enough. We as gay people have additional things to wade through in that I'm not good enough area. Gay men also, though, often don't feel comfortable in gyms, even though, like, in our head, we think of a straight man in the gym. We're like, oh, he's confident, he knows what to do, he's strong, and like all of this. There are a lot of, like, that is our stereotype, and it's absolutely not the case. So there are straight men not confident in gyms. There's straight men who do struggle with comparisonitis. I think we do definitely have a lot more of, I'm not good enough, so I have to prove myself. Whereas I think straight men do generally walk into more environments feeling a little bit more confident that they're welcome there. Because we also have to have that whole, you mentioned coming out earlier, but we mentioned the whole, will I have to come out to people here? And obviously, I'm sure everyone listening probably is gay, so knows you come out a lot more than just once. You come out multiple times a day. Will you have to come out to your trainer? Like, will you have to, and that actually is another reason why I do what I do. So people don't have to come out, so they can just they can say my partner, my husband, my throuple, whatever, without fear of having to explain it away or feeling embarrassed or anything like that. It just gives people permission to be themselves without some of the shit that the society throws on us.
Okay.
I think why we are so obsessed with fitness is we know that we need to look good to be desired, especially with, boosted online dating and online hookups, etc. You are very much judged by your physical appearance, and also
would say you're projecting a bit there.
Yeah,
I would say you're projecting a bit there.
okay.
I would imagine what we see as gay men on social media, which everybody I think nowadays spends too much time on social media. The things that we see on social media, straight men don't see. Like even, so we see a lot more hot bodies. You go on to date, you go on to the yellow pages, as we now call it, which is Grindr, which I just love. You go on to the yellow pages and you've got obviously the torsos and things like that. They build things in your head.
Okay.
So I wouldn't necessarily say it's about dating. I would just say it's about what's put in front of us. But I would say so many people are not into six packs and all of that stereotypical body. You've got people that are into bears, twinks, all these different kind of things.
100%. I think I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on why you think I'm projecting, but I wanted to explain my theory. I believe that...
But it's wrong.
If
Just establish that.
If you have a man and a woman, right?
Yeah.
By nature, it's established the following way. Woman looks in a man provider, like as an, if you go back to animals, right?
Yeah.
So when straight woman looks at a straight man, she doesn't look at his looks. Yeah, she's more in the modern world, like what he achieved, what like can he provide, and stuff like that. Again, maybe I'm projecting old fashioned, but that's my theory, right? So that's why maybe straight man in the gym not as common comparing to gay man. Straight man looking at a woman, it's like she will carry my babies because by nature we need to, multiply and have kids. So he looks, man is more visual. He does look at a good body shape, healthy skin, etc., etc. So now imagine that man. So we as gay people, we're still man. We go for looks, right? We're not going for a provider. Yeah, we're going for looks. That's why I think coming to the gay community, that's why being, going to gym, looking healthy, looking after yourself, why it's so important for us. We need to look good. Just other people choose us. So that's why I'm saying that I think when it comes to gay community, that's why it's way more focused on looks, including physical fitness.
Yeah. Okay. So my
Now tell me I'm wrong. I'm very curious.
Now tell him why he's wrong. Hold on.
You're not wrong, and there's absolutely a lot of truth in what you said. The reason I said you're projecting is because you are gym fit. You're very well presented. Everything is ironed and like you've got good cosmetics. You've done your hair. That is what you're doing.
Okay.
But you, and this, I don't mean to know this doesn't come across as mean because
You go for it, Matt.
Go
You
for it. I love this.
Get the nails out.
Yeah.
you're just seeing your worldview on that.
Okay.
There are a huge percentage of gay men, like, okay, we can't get away from the fact that we are a visual species. We have 5 senses, but we use our eyes about 70% of the time.
Yep.
So of course, what we see in the mirror is important. But there has been a shift, and there are more and more gay people who are moving away from just going on looks. And obviously, if you're in this world of using apps, what do you call it? Yellow pages.
Yellow pages.
Yellow pages.
Love it. It's
Yellow
so
Facebook,
good.
yes. Of course, it's going to feel like that's the only way to find someone, to be acceptable, to be approved by having a perfect body, having a good body. And as you see, I don't know if Grindr does it, and I haven't used Scruff for years, but it used to have like most woofed and most liked. And obviously those bodies, those profile pics are the bigger, I don't want to say better in people's eyes, the bigger bodies that get the most attention.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that those people are happy. And that's a whole nother conversation.
Yep, I agree.
But, and the problem with the apps is it commoditizes people.
Of course.
And then the problem with that is that then we go to the gym and think our only value is our appearance. That's why people end up spending so much time obsessing over what they look like and obsessing over the number on the scales and thinking when I hit X kilos, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And then I'll find a boyfriend and then I'll be happy ever after.
Yeah.
Which obviously is nonsense and not true. And I understand why people do that. And people come to me and say, and like, I will absolutely accept someone who says, I want to get 75 kilos. Great. My job then is to help them appreciate all the other things that happen when they start working out and all the other goals they can set. And the reason that I said, I think I'm explaining, the reason I said you're projecting is that's just your experience.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who don't like gym membership in London for gay people is very high. It's less so, as we said, in the provinces.
Okay.
So it's less of a driver that I must have a gym body to be happy and accepted.
So I would fully agree with Matt. I'll tell you why. I have therapy every single week. And I was discussing dating with my therapist a month or so ago. And I was like, oh, this guy messaged, but like perfect abs, fully sculpted. And I was like, I'm not even replying to him because he looked. And I was like, he's way out of my league.
Oh.
No, I know.
Did you use that phrase with your therapist?
I did.
What did they say to that?
Well, she was like, you're nuts. And she gave me homework. She was like, I want you to sit and make a list of the values that you have. And when I started doing it, I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm successful in business. I'm a parent. And I've made a full list of things. But all of these things, actually, when I valued them myself, when I wrote them on paper, every single thing on the left-hand side was more important to me than the good body. But so Matt, you totally win. But I, in my own head, had disvalued everything about myself just because this guy had the time to go to the gym 6 times a week and get perfect abs. And on that point, it's a great time to see Matt's perfect abs. I'm joking. Azamat, go on.
No, but my question is, why are we talking about either or? Why can't you have both? Why can't you be successful and wonderful dad and have a good body? I'm not saying that you need to have like super masculine Arnold Schwarzenegger body, but a nice body.
Well, what's a good, nice body then to you? Let's hear your standards.
Okay, you're going to look like a bad person.
I love it. I love this conversation. It's very subjective. And you compare yourself to yourself.
Yeah.
I do want to look good. I do want to feel confident when I look in the mirror. Yeah. And I do have my visual standards of what I want. Like a little bit bigger chest, a little bit bigger this, a little bit bigger that, right? Unfortunately, I do have body dysmorphia every time I look at myself like, no, I'm still not good enough.
Yeah.
But like yesterday, I looked at some of my albums from the past and I do see myself a year ago and I'm like, oh my God, I looked absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I always feel so bad that at that point I didn't appreciate it. And it's like never ending story. And I understand mentally that I can't always feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
Right.
Good.
I don't know how to stop it, but I guess now it's just a lifestyle, right? Going to the gym, hitting my macros, doing 10,000 steps, checking in every Friday with my online personal trainer, etc.
Not me.
No. But I'm doing that, right? And that's just me.
Yeah.
And I guess coming back to our conversations, I don't understand why do I have to choose between all of the values that Oliver you're saying, which is, okay, I already tick that and I love my values or what I achieve, and my body, right? So I want to have it all.
You can, girlfriend.
you go, girl.
You're a busy mom who wants to have it all.
I think I have the answer. So
I think I have the answer.
Okay, well, I'll go first. I'm going to go first because I think I've got the right answer. This is one of the reasons we got divorced. Okay, so I think I'm saying the same thing. You can have both, first of all, but both doesn't have to be your perception of what is a great body. Yeah, what I'm saying is most people don't even make, and if you think about my list, there was the 2 things on it. There was this perfect body, or there was these other things. Perfect body. And I don't think most people, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain most people never sit down and make the list of all of their strengths and what is great about them. People just, in their mind, because of the way dating apps are made, they're made to keep you on there and keep you swiping. So you don't look at the left-hand side. You don't look at, and I believe everybody has a list of great qualities about themselves. But social media and dating apps stop us from looking at that, which is why I didn't respond to this guy, which was stupid. Like, he liked me, belly and everything. All right, anyway, on to Matt's perfect answer. Let's see.
Our judge answer was the best. Matt, your turn.
So yes, of course, you can have both. 2 things. When you said, it almost sounds like you're trapped. So a reframing of that is, you're trying to win something, but you can't win something. You're trying to get to a horizon that you'll never get to, because you'll never be happy with your body at the moment. So instead of looking at it like that, the trick isn't to win in some way. The trick is to just keep playing. The goal is to keep playing. And then the other thing with that is, I'd love you to find some other goals, some other things that would make you happy for what your body allows you to do. Whether it was, off the top of my head, run a half marathon, or something in the future that you can work towards that isn't purely based on the aesthetics. And like I say this with clients, nothing wrong with having purely aesthetic goals or scale goals. But if you only have those, they change quite slowly, and you can be put off your rhythm, your routine, and they feel like then you're not getting anywhere with them. So people get disheartened, so they give up because they think it's not working. But they're only tracking one metric. They're focused so focusedly, not a word, on one thing that when it happens slowly or not at all, they get disheartened. Which it's a combination of that, and I think your position is, I'll be happy when ...
Yes.
You've got to be happy now.
Yeah.
Because you might not get there, and then how will you feel? And B, it's this, like I said, it's this horizon you'll never reach. It's this mythical future where everything's perfect. You've ticked all the boxes. You've done everything. You're a good boy. You've made these strides forward, and you can relax. That will never happen with this mindset you have at the moment. I'm sorry.
Okay. So what would be then the solution?
So take a step back, make a list of everything you'd like to do. And even if you only think of one thing at the moment, but one thing that is why you're training. And it could be like appreciating the headspace that workouts give you. Or it could be the satisfaction of, running, doing a 5K, or taking up a new sport. And the brilliant thing is, when you take the focus off the aesthetics or the scale numbers, but you get into a rhythm for something else you love, your body will change. Your body will keep evolving, but it won't matter as much. And then that will give you more self-esteem on the apps, if you're on the apps, because you will know your value, like Oliver just did. So, well, in addition, his exercise of writing down your values of why you're so amazing. And the thing you did already was brilliant. Look back at how far you've come. That's a concept called the gap and the gain. And most people are in the gap because they feel they're not far ahead enough. They haven't done enough. They should have done more. In the gain, you pause and look back and go, actually, fuck, I've been working out consistently. I've been looking after myself. I love myself. Look where I've come from when I wasn't doing any of that at all. And then you can appreciate. Now, it's a bit of a contradiction because you do need some goals in the future. But when the goals are making you feel behind, like I think they are at the moment, or feeling trapped, then they're not very nice goals.
Matt, so based on our conversation so far, what would be your advice for someone like me?
Okay. I would genuinely, the values exercise that Oliver mentioned, I think is really powerful to realize how brilliant you are. And the thing is, we all have a body. They're all in different states of ability, of strength, fitness, jump highness, and all whatever they can do. And you can, of course, train them to do more things.
Yeah.
But you are so much more than your body. You are the amazing person in here and in here. And that is who we forget about. We think that, like, the more we polish our bodies and the better they look, the more will be acceptable. I want you to find what makes you happy. And yeah, taking pride in your appearance is absolutely part of it, but maybe not to the extent that you and lots of other people end up doing. Because, as I said, you're so much more than your body. And the thing is, we can never please everyone else with our body.
Yeah.
Well, I always have to remember, do I like everyone else on earth? No. Then why should everyone else like me? Well, they shouldn't. So that's quite freeing.
Yeah.
And then you can just do more fitness, but for you, because it feels good. And then another good exercise, you could write down 20 different ways that fitness has helped you other than changing your body.
Yep.
And once you've got that list, even if you can't get to 20 at first, it's quite eye-opening. Oh, I've got better posture. I don't wake up with backache. I can just do those other things more without thinking about it because my body's more fitter. So finding the other things that lift you up about it can be quite freeing.
I'm doing fitness not only for good looks, but also I know it's healthy, and I really want to live longer and crack all the aging, right? And I think for my age, I'm 38. It's the time when like testosterone levels go down if you don't exercise and stuff like that. So my question would be, ideally, should keep exercise and do fitness then for as long as we can.
Yes. Next question.
Next question is
no.
With you.
I think we do have a personal responsibility to look after our physical selves.
Yeah.
And that's why finding all the other joy of fitness helps people with that. But also, as you get older, I would say most people take the focus off the aesthetics. Although I have and worked with guys in their 60s, 70s who are still hung up on how they look.
Yeah.
Which is so, you think, surely by then you can just let that shit go and just be yourself. But those people aside, who we're going to keep working with and supporting, you do have a personal responsibility to not be, I don't want to say a burden, but do what you can to be as healthy as you can. Because then the healthier, stronger, fitter, happier, more confident you are, then you can be there for all the people you love. You can be the support they need. You can show up for them when they need it.
Going back to my question on longevity, what is the role of supplements?
Yep.
Like, because with my online trainers, they prescribe me supplements all the time.
What ones?
Like zinc, vitamin C, magnesium. So I was wondering, like in your program, do you recommend your clients supplements?
No.
Okay.
Because, well, someone in your scenario training 6 days a week, you probably do need some supplementation because you're not starting out. A lot of my clients are starting out. And the reason people trip up in the past is often they feel they haven't got everything right to start. They haven't got the right gym gear, haven't got the right shoes, don't know what they're doing. But then like, oh, I need my supplements. Oh, I haven't got anything. So I'll start next week. I'll start next week. It's another thing they need to get in place before they can get moving. It's my job to make it as smooth and easy as possible for them to get moving. And the thing is, workouts, nutrition, water, sleep, and a bit of protein, those are the things that move the needle 97%, 98%.
Yeah.
Supplements are the 2%.
Okay.
So once you have nailed everything else, and it sounds like you are, great, look at those other things. Now, some people say, oh, protein shakes, but I don't actually think of protein shakes as supplements.
Okay.
They're just a convenient way to have a bit more protein. I think they're just easy food, a bit more protein in your diet, which most people could stand to do for lots of different reasons. For some of my clients I've got a program called Grow, which is more about building muscle and strength, specifically the physical side. For those clients, I will recommend creatine gummies.
Creatine gummies. I know someone that sells creatine gummies.
Creatine, I was skeptical about it till last year. And then I took it for 4 weeks. And obviously, first 4 weeks, it doesn't do anything because it has to build up in your body. And then I obviously kept taking it. And my strength suddenly shot up. And I went, okay, this is pretty cool. So I do recommend creatine to those who are ready to take it. But most clients, it's just a thing that complicates it further. Get them with some workouts, a bit of simple nutrition and accountability, and they can be moving, feeling better, sleeping better, seeing some progress.
You can add lots of little bits in as you go.
Fair. I really want to hear more about the retreats that you're having. Can you please tell us a bit more about that?
Love to. So they're just a natural extension of the community element and aspect of what I do. And being an extrovert, I love being around people. That is the beauty of my retreats. So we've just come back from Italy, which was the 6th one that I've run. And it's about giving people the space to be themselves. So there's no pressure to do, yes, there is workouts and yoga most days, there are trips and excursions, all these different things to make it fun because it's a holiday. And there is structured downtime. I want people to have breathing space and not feel like, oh, the itinerary is this. No. But giving people the permission to do it on their terms, to make friends and new people. And the real magic of retreats, and this will sound a bit wanky, this term, but I've got to use it, is in the white space around what's happening. So not necessarily on an excursion or during a workout, but when people are just sitting by the pool, chilling and just freewheeling and talking about whatever they want to. That's when magic unlocks. What also really helps is a really special venue. And the one in Italy is incredible. The point of it is, as soon as you get there, you become a different person because it's so different to real life. You can like put a different head on and truly just go, oh, I can think differently, act differently, just be me. And so that's why they're so powerful. And we had tears on the last evening of one guy who came across really confident in himself, but said, it's a mask and I'm not always that confident. I feel quite shy, but I've really just felt accepted here. That was his word, which was amazing. So I love hosting them. There's one in September in Portugal, if you're interested. There's one in Lanzarote. In fact, there's 2 in Lanzarote at the end of January. We're going to do our first ever alcohol-free one at the end of dry January.
So, Matt, for people who are interested in your online programs or in the retreats, where shall they find more information about it?
Well, I've got a website and everything.
Okay,
I know. Go to www.fitteryou.net. So FITTERYOU.net. or my Instagram's quite good, Fitter Confident You. That's it.
There's like on your Instagram, there's loads of like free stuff.
Yes,
as well.
so I've got loads of free resources which are linked from there. So my guide to Gymfident, well, the LGBTQ plus guide to Gymfident, so feeling more confident in any fitness environment. There's a guide to getting lean, a guide to building muscle, guide to motivation. Just, I love building, and I don't want to ever gatekeep information or support that could help someone, because I want to be able to reach people wherever they are. And then I've got a book that I wrote as well, which is like £5 on Amazon, called The Fitter Confident Universe. And that, again, is another way into my world, another way of looking at fitness differently, learning how to get moving, working on your motivation. Then there's different tiers of programs going all the way up to the retreat. So wherever, like I said, I want to be able to meet people wherever they are. And if budget isn't even a factor, that's okay. There's the free group. There's all these different things that can help you get moving.
Nice. Thank you.
So just one more thing from me anyway. Top 3 tips for somebody who has struggled in the past or is maybe struggling now or thinks, I'm not good at fitness. How would I get into it? It's not right for me.
Number 1, find someone you know who's doing it already. And whether you go to the gym with them or whether they come and do a home workout with you. But that will totally take away the stress, the embarrassment, especially if you're going to a gym for the first time or not for a long time. You'll share any embarrassment, you'll share and halve any feelings of I don't belong here. And being with someone who can just walk in there and show you the ropes is brilliant. Realizing that it's not as scary as we build it up to be in our head is a great starting point. Then looking at why you want to do it is really important. And people often don't do that for a long time. Or they go into it thinking it's just for this one reason, like I've got to get to a certain weight. Pause and see if you can write down as many reasons as possible why this is good for you, why it's a good thing for you to start moving. Because the more things you're motivated by and excited by, the more reasons you have that you're going to stick at it. And then, and actually with that as well, I said write down, but they could be goals or they could just be reasons, but some kind of thing that is about what you're going to get from it. And then the third one is find some kind of extra support, whether it is an online group, whether it's like, there are so many LGBTQ plus fitness groups, obviously lots in the cities. There are still some more and more in the provinces as well, countryside, outside of London, basically. Whether they're sports clubs or fitness clubs, or even things like gay board game groups. But finding some kind of community where you feel part of something is really powerful, and really, because when we see other people like us, we realize there's nothing wrong with us. And when they see us, we realize that who we are is totally valid as well. So it just sort of levels the playing field and means we can get on with whatever it is we want to do.
I love that. I think it's amazing.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you, Matt. That was wonderful.
Sorry for the grilling. I was meant to be getting grilled.
No problem. Thank you, Matt. That was wonderful.
Matt, thank you very much for coming. Really appreciate it and really enjoyed all your story.
Thank you.
Thanks.